I'm Alan Shaw, I'm the owner of Makaira Boats. We're a custom aluminium boat building company based in the Bay of Islands, New Zealand. I started Makaira Boats in 2012. Basically, the company was started because I recognised a need for offshore boats that built to perform. There's a real gap in the market for people who go offshore fishing on a regular basis, and they might be 30 miles out and the wind blows up. And especially in the aluminium market, there's nothing really out there that performs as well as what I knew was possible. Makaira Boats started out in West Auckland. I had a 110 square metre workshop and basically started out by myself. I had one friend give me a hand who was my keen fishing buddy, and we set about building a 940. So that boat was built to be able to be trailable but still fish the Three Kings. The Three Kings is 25 miles off Cape Reinga. You need a long distance boat that can handle, solid offshore conditions. So when we built that boat, it was based around being able to do 500-600 mile trips with no refueling, sleep 4 people, and the boat only got halfway through build and someone had a look at it and wanted one for themselves, so the company basically started from there. I did my time at Alloy Yachts, so as a marine systems engineer. Alloy Yachts was a super yacht builder in West Auckland, and we were building 50+ metre super yachts, both motor vessels and yachts. So the standards we worked to at Alloy were Lloyd spec, so it's a really high standard internationally. And that's basically how I based my construction methods for the boats we're building today off what we learnt at Alloy. There's not many trailer boats that are built with the same structural integrity that we build, and offshore performance is our main driver. So pretty quickly we outgrew our first shop and we moved to Waipapa in the Bay of Islands. We've grown to 10 or 11 staff at the moment. And we're expanding further, so at the moment we can build 6 boats in our shop at once. We're expanding and building a new workshop that'll be able to do around 15 boats, size dependent. We do everything in-house. I think that's a real point of difference for us, is that nothing is left to a contractor or outsourced, like be it cutting plate on our CNC router or folding plate in our 7-axis CNC brake press. We've got a crossflow spray booth behind me. Moves 18 cubic metres of air a second. We sandblast all our hulls, so yeah, all aspects are done in-house, so that's a big point of difference for us. A key point of difference for Makaira is the hull shape of our boats. So there's 3 things that make a boat perform: balance, hull shape and structure. And if you haven't got one of those 3 right, then the boat is not going to perform in all conditions. So we really concentrate on getting a boat that's going to perform in a head sea, a following sea, a beam sea. And if you're out 30 miles offshore and at the end of the day the wind blows up, you will know that you're going to be able to come back comfortably without getting beaten up on your way home. So to do that, we have an 8mm hull. We're the only 8mm hull standard in New Zealand. We do weight studies on all our boats and trim analysis. That's really critical to following sea performance and making sure that the boat performs as it should, so you're able to trim it correctly in all sea conditions. And then lastly is our hull structure. So our hull structure is fully welded underfloor. In our boats, say a 6.5 metre boat, there'll be 4 rolls of 7 kilo MIG wire, which is probably 3 times that of production boats on the market. Hours to build, again, where our hulls take a lot longer to build, but that's because of the amount of welding and underfloor structure. If you watch our hull video, I'll go over that in depth. All our boats are built to order, so right from when a boat's order's placed, we work through the spec of the build with the client, and right from the outset, we do a 3D plan of the boat, and the owner basically specifies everything before we start cutting plate. So if you want to incorporate some different ideas into a boat, we've got the capacity to do it with our in-house design. We build boats from 6.7 metres up to 35 foot, so 10.7 metres. We've got plans in the pipeline for a 40-footer that we'll be able to build in our new workshop, which is being built later this year. One of my favourite aspects of Makaira Boats is working with customers that know what they want. So they've had a few boats and they want a boat that's really going to perform offshore. So it's pretty neat being able to go through the whole process and see customers from the initial inquiry right through to going out catching swords, catching marlin on their boat. It's pretty special to be able to do that for people.